Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the Zoom today.
Hello thầy Franz.
Yeah, chào chị Sương.
Dạ, chào thầy.
We're gonna give a few minutes for other people to join us. Okay. In the
Yes.
meantime, let's do some practice. Practice talking and sharing. Anything yet that you have learned or studied today, either in a mentor class or if you remember any of my sharing from last week. Basically anything. Okay. Would you care to introduce yourself and do a little bit of sharing on your lesson impression and realization on any topic before I go into the topic of today.
Yeah, thầy Franz. So I try to practice. Yeah, my name is Sương. I'm from the house 339. This is my first time to join this session. And I see it in the chapter 12 already. So maybe I have to look back the previous chapter from 1 to 11. I don't know. Maybe I will take some time to look back. Yeah. So I don't know what is the content for the previous chapter.
We'll talk about time travel today. Time travel.
Time travel.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk
Okay.
about changing our past, changing our future, so that we can change our present. Okay. We'll talk about human life and experience. But before we get into that, what have you been learning? What have you been studying? Hello, Chị Hằng.
Sorry, you say again question.
Yeah, hello, Chị Hằng and Chị Sương. I want to
Hello,
welcome
thầy
you to
Frank.
my
Hello,
weekly sharing. Before
uh,
we get into today's lesson, I just want to give you guys a chance to share what you have been learning. That way, I know where you are in terms of your experience and your transformation so far. So, anything you would like to share with the class before we begin today's lesson? In the flyer that I sent out, today's lesson will be about time. Okay, we will be traveling through time. We'll change the past, change the present, change the future, and all that good stuff. But before that, why don't you let us know what you have studied, what you are impressed with, either today in the Mentor 7 class or in any material that you have studied last week. Anybody
Yeah,
want to?
this morning. Yeah,
hello,
may I
thầy.
say a
I am
little bit?
in quite a noisy, so I will share later, thầy.
Okay,
Thank you so
noisy.
much.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So what have you guys been studying in Mentor 7, Jisoo?
Yes, in the Mentor 7, from my understanding, until now, we learn to become the specialist of inner being, God. And this morning, I learned about the honoring gratitude. It's a mentality from I know. Actually, I um, I practiced the honoring gratitude some years ago from the magic book. I follow that and I practice sometime. Each period is about 28 days. Yeah, and I find that it made the transformation for myself and also it inspired the people around me. Yeah, so many years ago, when I love my daughter, at that time she very little, I love very much, and I expect she also love me. and I asked her to kiss me, but she didn't do, and I am very disappointed. Yeah, but now she already 23 years old, and when I practice the honoring gratitude, I just keep silent. Silent. I don't say anything. I do the I thank you. I thank her come into my life, just in myself, and also apply to my mom, my husband, my son, the other person around live in the same family with me. I just keep silent and I practice that. Many repeat. I think more than 10 times. I repeat 28 days doing the writing the honoring gratitude. And actually it's a magic, like the name of the book. And I transform myself. I feel happy. I think I get the inner peace. And also I don't say anything, but the people around me, the relatives, they also have the gratitude. So I'm very appreciated for the knowledge. And today is the Teacher Day in Vietnam. I would like to express my gratitude, my deep gratitude to Thầy Pran, to many teachers in the White House, and the teacher in my life. I in From my sincere heart, I would like to express my deep gratitude for the teacher and for Thầy Pran. Yeah, thank you so much for giving me a chance to sharing my idea today.
Thank you so much, Yishu. I'm grateful for your presence in the Zoom today, and I'm honored by your well wishing and by your own gratitude as well. Um, in the wit philosophy, did anybody talk about what it means when somebody call you teachers? Right, the term teacher, when it comes to in the Vietnamese or in the wit philosophy, the mentor, the word mentor or the word teacher isn't traditionally isn't the way that people um, use. Okay, the Vietnamese word teacher. Here we are going to. This is a Vietnamese word for teacher, right? Okay, so male is thầy, cô is a female. We translate this to mentor. Okay, it's a little bit different than the traditional teacher that teaches in school. Okay, the word definition of a mentor, okay, is someone who is a good producer. Okay, someone who can create, bring value to other people, a good producer, an excellent business person. Okay, everybody is in some type of business. Okay, whether you're selling a product or services or you are trying to share knowledge, we are in the business of sharing knowledge. So when somebody calls it a mentor, or in the Vietnamese word thầy or cô, when the wit community called thầy cô, we think of ourselves as someone who can produce, a good producer, an excellent business person, and a person who can I forgot the last one, teach well. Okay, it is not just the teaching, but it's about the creation of value and knowing and understanding the economic of teaching, the economic of knowledge transmission. Okay, so it's a pretty broad understanding when it comes to the celebrating the day, the Teachers' Day. Okay, but anyway, thank you so much for celebrating Teachers' Day in Vietnam. All of you here, many of you, I see the background, Mentor 7, so you are on your way, or if you are already teachers or mentors in many, many ways to your family, to your children, okay? So I am very grateful for your presence in the Zoom, and I am particularly honored when you turn on the camera and when you turn on the microphone to share and to talk. Okay, hello chị Oanh. Chị Oanh is a great producer and an excellent business person. Okay, she is sharing the knowledge every day. Okay, to her customers. She is a tour guide, and she is teaching people and sharing the knowledge not only in English but in Spanish as well. Okay, one of the pioneer of the philosophy in the Spanish language.
You make me emotional, teacher.
And she has
Thank
that
you for
you know,
your
always a good
appreciation.
energy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Anh cái trạng thái sự tích cực triển khai thực hiện góp phần xây dựng định hình.
Thank you for your appreciation.
Okay.
Thank you for your teaching me very well and the attitude to work to everybody more self-belief.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm very grateful to the wisdom and all the teachers. Right?
Okay. Okay. Alrighty.
Em không cần riêng một chút vì em đang lái xe tại cho nên em tắt âm tí để em bật á.
Okay. Yeah. Just stay safe driving. Okay. Stay safe driving. We'll get back to you, or you can get back to us anytime. Okay. Anybody else would like to say anything before we jump into today's main topic? Before we talk about time travel. Hello Ron, hello chị Hoa Đinh, hello Ngọc Anh Hoàng, hello Đào Lê Quỳnh Nhã, Karen Hà, Miss Trin Romy.
Hello everyone.
Hello, yeah. So we have a lot of wonderful people today. It's just getting cold over in Canada, huh, Ron? Chị Hoa, are you
Yeah,
outdoors?
we're outside. It's cold.
Okay, yeah, it's a little chilly. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let me see. So I see a bunch of Trần Hoàng Điệp. Hello, thầy Trần Hoàng Điệp. Hello chị Chu Thị Lý, Nguyễn Hằng, Trần Thị Nguyệt Minh. Wonderful to have you guys in the Zoom. Okay, very happy to see all your faces. So many people with the ID number of a Mentor 7. So you guys, I think you guys are definitely going to enjoy today's topic. Okay. So let's jump right in. Okay, let's jump right in. Okay. So, as Ji Sung mentioned, this is first time you're jumping in to chapter 12. I label it chapter because I'm writing a book. Okay, I'm going to write a book, and it is going to be a book about humanity, about what it means to be a human being. The book, tentatively, the book is called Who Am I, or Who Are We? Okay, understanding humanity in order to master human life and experience. Okay, understanding humanity in order to master human life and experience. And so for chapter 1 to 12, it's similar to what you are familiar with. Okay, it's similar. We went through the inner being courses. We went through the teachings on the 3 reference system. We went through talking about awareness and wisdom. Okay, and we are at a point where we are, how do you say, wise enough or have enough wisdom to begin to put things together, put all of those wonderful ideas together, all of those principles and laws together. The principle of light is something that we learn at a very early stage. We are going to continue to use the principle of light. We talk about the law of causality, or cause and effect, the fruit and the seed, right? That which you sow, so shall you reap. Whatever fruit, whatever seed that you sow, you're going to reap the fruit of that same seed. That is the law of causality. We talk about different levels of awareness and wisdom. By the way, for those of you who took note, on Monday when I did the translation for the class, level 4 awareness, I used the word naturally knowing, but the translation team has agreed that the better word is spontaneous knowing. So if you take note, you can go ahead and change this, make this correction, okay? Level 4 awareness is spontaneously knowing. We just know what to say, know what to do. Okay? So you can make that change for me in your note. Spontaneously knowing is level 4, awareness and wisdom. And we're beginning to talk about mentality. Right? It takes wisdom to have good mentality. Right? It takes wisdom to be able to alternate through different levels of wisdom, through different states of awareness. And each state of awareness and each state of wisdom correspond to an energy level that we have been learning. An energy level of wisdom is called mentality. Okay, it gives rise, wisdom and awareness give rise to mentality. We talk about the mentality of inner peace. I call it serenity. We talked about the mentality of tolerance. I call it magnanimity. And today, some of you have already learned about the mentality of honoring gratitude. And we have discovered that by focusing on those three high energy, ultra high energy of balance and positivity, our life can be pretty good. Right? Our life can be pretty desirable when we allow ourselves to rotate and choose the appropriate mentality, okay, that corresponds to the appropriate state of awareness and wisdom. And now that we have all of that in our hand, we start to talk about the material manifestation, or the expression of our mentality and wisdom, the kind of expression that other people will be able to sense. They can sense, they can see, they can feel our being. And they call it our character. Okay, so we talked about our character. We talked about what it means to be a person of rich character. Okay, a person who is rich in character, or a person who is of refined character, is someone who can alternate through different levels of awareness and wisdom, and is able to collect the kind of emotions and state of awareness and express them as hope, as joy, as trust, as wisdom, as honoring gratitude, as love, tolerance, magnanimity, as humility and authenticity. Okay, those are character that a person of refined character would be able to express. And in order to do all of that, there is a special awareness and perception that I would like to introduce to you, or at least review to some of you who already gone through this material before. Okay, it is our awareness and perception of time. Okay, time. Okay, time. When we talk about time, especially when it comes to our lifetime, or our experience of time in our life, many of you have already seen this picture of a timeline. Where we are today is the present, correct? Where we are today is the present. And whatever happened before, we agree that's called the past. And what is yet to happen, we refer to that as the future. Okay? This is basically represent the timeline of our life. Okay? Now, if we apply what we have already learned in terms of causality or cause and consequences, then the present, is it not the fruit? Right? We are reaping the fruit. Our present circumstances, our life situation, whatever we experience today, this moment is the fruit. That fruit came from some sort of seed. So the seed lies in the past. Right? Do we all agree that whatever seed that we plant, we're going to reap the fruit of that same seed? Right? That makes that simple sense. And if we want, and the future would be new fruit. So in order to get the kind of future that we want, that is desirable, we have to plant new fruit, new seed. Hello chị Nga. Thank you for joining our Zoom. Okay, thank you cô Hà My. So,
Dạ, biết ơn thầy Frank.
okay, so we understand that where we are today, the fruit is the outcome, right? We can say this is the outcome. Okay, and this is the cause. Right, the cause, whatever cause that we have planted as seed, it's going to bear fruit, and our present is the fruit that we are experiencing today. Okay, that is pretty simple, right? And if we want any new fruit in life in the future, then all we gotta do is plant new seed. Right, plant new seed that will give us new fruit. Makes sense, right? In other words, the past causes the present. Okay? The past causes the present. But, and in order to have the kind of future we want to plant the seed so that the present causes the future. That's how we understand life, and time. The past causes the present, and the present causes the future. And all we gotta do, if we want a better future, then all we gotta do is change the present so that we can have a better future. Now let me ask you this. What if I told you that you can change the past? Intuitively, we understand that the past is something already happened. We can't go back in time. Can we go back in time and change the past? Can we go back in time and change the past? We cannot go back in time and change the past. But what if I told you that we can go back and change the past? And if we can go back and change the past, we can actually change the present. Would you like to know how we can go back in time and change the past? Would be nice if our present today, let's say our present today is something that is undesirable. If it is desirable, then great. Okay, if our life is what we want, if we have inner peace, if we have tolerance, if we have honor and gratitude and everything, and that the way we want, we have the realm of life that we want. If we have a wonderful inner being, if we have wonderful health, harmonious relationship, or material well-being, then it's great. Our present is great. We don't have to do anything. But for those of us who may not have a present that is totally desirable just yet. Or maybe there are pieces and parts here and there. Maybe our relationship is not as we want it. Maybe our health needs improving. That is our present circumstances, our life situation, our fruit. What if we could change the past so that our present would also change? Would that be interesting? Is that something worth exploring, to change the past? So we're going to do some, okay, maybe some time travel for today. Okay? And our understanding of the future is that, okay, whatever we do in the present is going to change the future. Okay, that is common understanding of how causality works. Whatever we do in the present is going to change the future. But what if I told you that your future can determine your present? The future can determine our present. And if the future determines our present, and we can change our future, then we can change our present. Would that be worth exploring? Right? Would that be worth exploring to change the past or change the future so that we can actually change our experience of the present at this moment? Okay? And the only way we can do that is through awareness and wisdom. I cannot talk about this topic at the beginning of our sharing. This is day number 12. We went through awareness, we went through wisdom, we went to mentality, we went to principles and laws, okay, all of that. It is only now that you guys are, quote unquote, mature enough, okay, to talk about time travel. Okay, we are mature enough, I have to say, okay, spiritually, emotionally, mentally mature enough to talk about time travel. And it's really simple. First of all, we have to get this. Can we ever live in the past? Can we live in the past? Can we live in the future? No. We cannot live in the past, nor can we live in the future. When can we truly, fully, and really exist? When can we, as a human being, truly, really exist? We cannot exist in the past. We cannot exist in the future. We can only exist right now, in the present. Right? We went through wisdom level 3. This was wisdom level 3. A person of wisdom level 3 or awareness level 3 is the one who always lives in the present. I cannot talk about this until you have gone through wisdom level 3. A person of awareness level 3 is one who always lives in the present. And it is the awareness and realization that as a human being, we can't live in the past. We cannot live in the future either. So what is the past? Can somebody tell me? What is the past? If we cannot live in the past, what is the past? We cannot live in the future, what is the future? Well, it turns out that when we think about the past, okay, we can only think about the past, right? We cannot live in the past, we can only think about the past, or we imagine the past. We can talk about the past, but we can never live in the past. So thinking about the past, imagine the past, talking about the past, all of that is just imagination. The past doesn't really exist outside of our imagination. We can talk about the past, we can think about the past, imagine the past, we can see images about the past, we can hear sound or words about the past, we talk about the past, and we have certain knowing or our cognition about the past. Our hearing, our talking, our hearing, our seeing, our talking, and our knowing, all of that makes up our imagination and cognition about the past. That's part of human nature. We have the nature of reception, imagination, expression, and cognition. So here is imagination and cognition that is at work. And it all comes from our hearing and seeing, our talking and knowing. We can only see and talk and hear and know about the past, but we cannot live in the past. So basically it is just our imagination. Do you guys agree with that? In fact, the past is not even true. Okay? Because anything that is true, according to our philosophy, anything that is true does not change over space and time. Remember, the will to hear, the will to see is the truth within us. The will to talk, the will to know is the truth within us. Those are the truth within us, our true being, our true self. What we hear, what we see, they change. What we talk about and even what we know, that change. So when it comes to the past, our talking about the past, hearing and seeing images and words about the past, those change. Have you ever argued with another person about, a past event? And you have two different ideas about the past, right? My parents are wonderful at this. Mom and dad both go to the same party, and mom insists that person A is at the party, but dad insists that no, person A was not at the same party, and they insist that they are right. They were talking about the past, and already there's inconsistency there. The past is not true. Okay, it is not consistent. Even for ourselves, we may think and hear and talk about a certain event that we associated with as a past. We talk about it one way, and then the next time we talk about it, it changed. Even our own speaking and our own knowledge of our own past change. So the past, there's nothing true about the past. It is just our imagination. You guys get that? Yeah. The past is nothing more than our imagination about certain events, people, and things that we associated as having happened before now. That's it. But it is nothing more than our imagination. Okay? But by the law of causality, we intuitively understand that somehow the past causes the present. Somehow the past causes the present. So if we grow up experiencing a lot of negativity in our past, a lot of pain and suffering in our past, and the moment we think about the past negatively, okay, we think back, okay, maybe somebody has hurt us, maybe we have failed a project, anything back. The moment that we think about the past, when are we doing it? We are doing it right now. When we think about the past, we are thinking about it right now. And if thinking about the past in a negative way, right, we think about past pain and suffering, then guess what? Then our present experience of life in this moment is negative. If we think about the past in a negative way, then our experience of life at that moment is negative. Right? If we think about another person who's done something and we are resentful, right? We talk about honoring gratitude today. If we are resentful toward that person, then at this moment, when thinking about the past, our experience of life in the present is already negative. On the other hand, if we think about another person or an event, and we think of it with honoring gratitude, the mentality of honoring gratitude and the attitude of joy, for example, then our experience of life at this moment, at the moment of thinking about that person and that circumstance, is positive. Okay, did you guys get that? At the moment of thinking about the past, if we think of it negatively, then our life at that moment is negative. It is undesirable. If we think about something that happens in the past and we think about it positively, then that is our experience of life is positive. It is desirable. And so we understand that the past is nothing more than our imagination. And thinking about it, whether positively or negatively, determine the quality of our life in the present, then we have a choice. Now we have a choice. You see how our awareness has just expanded. We now have the choice to change the past. Because the past is nothing more than our imagination. We can change the past. And if we change the past from a negative experience to a positive experience, then at the moment of changing it to a positive experience, it is just our imagination. The way we think about it, the words, the images, the way we talk about it, if we change that hearing, that seeing, that talking, and that knowing, then immediately we have just changed our present by changing our past. So if in the past somebody have, let's say, I don't know, we've done a business venture, okay, and we failed and we lost a lot of money. And up to now, we have been resenting, we have been blaming our business partner, we've been blaming economy, we've been blaming, all that negative stuff. All of that could accumulate, and it gives us the experience of life that we have today that is negative and undesirable with respect to that business venture. But now that we have this awareness, we can switch it around. Instead of thinking of it as a failure, as a pain and suffering, we find the lesson in it. We become grateful and we honor the opportunity to learn. Thomas Edison, right? Thomas Edison is a famous inventor who was credited for creating a stable light bulb that gives us the electrical light bulb that we have nowadays. It is said that he failed 10,000 times. But if he thinks of it as 10,000 failure, that's pretty negative. That's going to make his self-confidence go down. But instead of thinking of it as 10,000 failure, he switched that perception and think about, he has accumulated 10,000 lessons. And thanks to 10,000 lessons, the one that worked is the one who made him famous. And so we can apply that to anybody that we know and any situation that we experience today. Right? Think of a person in your life right now that you might not like too much, or it's somebody that you care about, but it doesn't bring a good positive feeling. Could be your spouse, could be they've done something that's offensive, could be your children, could be your parent, could be your coworker, your boss, your business partner. Okay? Think of somebody whose relationship that you have with them is not yet perfectly positive. Okay? Instead of thinking of all the negative things that can come up, we already have the formula. Remember, there's a formula for rising above all of life's adversities. What's the first step? Does anybody remember? The first step for rising above all of life's adversity? Does anybody remember? We're going to apply that right now and see if we can change our past with that person. What is the first step when we encounter adversity, a problem with somebody or some circumstance that is negative? I'll remind you. First step is initiate level 3 awareness. right? Level 3 awareness. I am no one. That person is no one. Emptiness, it doesn't mean anything. You go to a state of balance. Okay? Sometimes it's difficult to go from negative to positive. But first you go balance. Who I am is nobody. Who that person is nobody. The essence of all things is emptiness. The meaning that comes is from within myself, not from that person or that circumstance. So the first step in encountering any life's challenges is to go balance. Emptiness. And then the next step, you go down to level 2. If we are if we're encountering somebody, right? If it is a person who offends us, we go down to number 2. Okay, root cause of life begins with me. The root cause of life is here, in the seed, the past. I may have done something that is undesirable to the other person now, so I will get to reap the fruit that is undesirable, but that's okay. The root cause of life begins with me, but it's not my fault. Okay, not my fault, because at the moment of me choosing or planting that seed, I did the best for myself anyway. I did not know any better, and so I don't need to blame myself or the other person. Once again, you go back to balance, because we're not blaming. Okay? And then we rise to level 2 wisdom. Does anybody remember what level 2 wisdom is about?
The root cause of life begins with me.
That is level 2 awareness. From awareness, we go to level 2 wisdom, which is a proactive taking of initiative to create a new image. Whereas we previously have negative images, mental images about another person. Yeah, negative images, those are the pictures of the past. Okay, we have been maintaining negative images. When we think about the past, we think about the person and everything that is negative, that brings about our experience of life at this moment is negative. But at the moment that we say root cause of life begins with me, I am no one, the other person is no one, we go back to balance, you create a new possibility, new mental image. Okay, you create a new hearing, new seeing, new way of talking, a new way of knowing about the other person. And then you go down to level 1, awareness and wisdom. Level 1, awareness and wisdom is about what? Right or wrong, good or bad, should or should not. And so we, instead of staying at, okay, right or wrong, good or bad, that's just awareness, you initiate the wisdom part of the awareness. You choose the positive image, the good words to say. Okay? And level 1, awareness, is akin to level 4, actually. Okay? Level 1 is actually level 1. When after we go from level 3 emptiness, we actually are able to create new mental images, and those are actually closer to level 4. We know what to say, we know what to do spontaneously that is positive and beneficial. Whereas level 1 is just, okay, right and wrong, and immediately you tend to judge it as wrong. Okay? It is the old awareness, and it is an old awareness, but an awareness and a wisdom that comes from level 2 and level 2, level 2 and level 3 is closer to level 4. It is spontaneously knowing what to say and what to do that is balanced and positive in nature. And so when we think about the past, okay, we are encountering a person who has just done something that is undesirable to us. We previously have a negative mental image about that person. Our past with them is negative. But at the moment of going balanced, at the moment of taking responsibility for our causes, we create a new mental images. We create a new past. Instead of that person done something to hurt me, I am grateful for the opportunity to learn something from this person. And not only that, most of the time, especially our loved ones, okay, especially our loved ones. Let's say there are, in a given day, there are 24 hours a day. There are, that person may have done only one thing that offend us, that we consider negative. But what about the other 23 hours a day? They must have done something nice and good and beneficial and favorable to us, right? So a person of wisdom is going to focus on those other 23 hours of the other person doing things that are right and good. And so you change the story about the other person. You change the past. So we can go back and think about of all the good things that the other person has done, all the beneficial things that the other person has done. And thereby changing our imagination, our hearing, our seeing, our talking, our knowing about the other person. We have just changed the past about the other person. And immediately, at the moment of changing the past about the other person, our experience of life at that moment, which is the present, also change. Right? When we're thinking about another person with tolerance, is that not a positive energy? When we think about another person with honoring gratitude, is that not a positive energy? And all we've just done is change our imagination about the past. And immediately, instantaneously, we change our experience of the present. Did you guys get that? And if our experience of the present is now balanced and positive, what do you think is going to happen to the next moment, the future? Will it more likely be balanced and positive? Will it more likely to continue to bear a new fruit of positivity, so that our future with this other person will also be positive? Right? Yeah, we have just changed the past in order to alter our presence. It's that simple. But you need to have wisdom level 3 and level 2 and level 1/4 in order to do that. Okay? Let's get some feedback. What do you guys get out of this sharing so far?
Yeah, thank you, Ran. Very interesting, and the keyword I get is the past is just the imagination, and I think we can change the past by change the emotion, change the imagination about the person or the event from the past. Yeah. Thank you so much. I got it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We learn about awareness, right? Awareness it comprises of your mental images, your source concept, and your inner state. So when we think about the past, we change our mental images about the past. We change our source concept, what we know about the other person or the circumstances, and we change our inner state about that past. And we have shifted our awareness and perception about the past. And immediately, we have a new present reality. We are no longer negative. We are balanced or positive. Okay? And so, by the same token, we can do the same thing with the future. Right? traditionally we think the future is something that hasn't happened yet. Okay, and we think that our present changes. We think that our present determine our future, right? Traditionally, we think that our present determine our future. And oftentimes, a person who is living in a very negative state, okay, they have a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, they see tomorrow as being the same. A lot of pain and suffering. Right? So they feel like there's no hope for the future. Especially for those who are experiencing a lot of negativity in the present. They feel no hope for the future because that's what the present look like. They project the present circumstances in the future. But what if I tell you that your future determines your present? Your future determines your present. Okay? Your future determines your present. So if you can change your future, you can change your present. Same way we do with the past. Imagination. Okay? It is all in our imagination. So imagine that we are at work. Okay, let's say it is now Friday afternoon, Friday evening at 5 p.m. Okay, it is now 5 p.m. on Friday evening. We have been at work. We've been working hard all day long. We've been working hard all week long. Okay, then maybe there's a project that we've been working really hard on. We spend a lot of time, a lot of effort in, and the boss is very demanding. Okay, the boss is very demanding. We've been working hard all day and all week long, and it is now the end of the week, Friday evening, 5 p.m. We're about to go home. Okay, get some rest. But before we go, the boss said, wait, don't go home yet. There's this stack of paperwork we need to do. There's this you have to finish this stack of paperwork by tonight. You cannot go home until you finish this. We have to say however long it takes for you to finish this. And so you can imagine a person would be pretty frustrated, right? We work all day long, all week long. Now we're ready to go home the end of the week, and the boss won't let us go home, and the boss make us do some more work. But this time it's different. This time, instead of feeling frustrated or resentful, we're actually balanced. We're even hopeful. We're excited. We're excited and hopeful because we know that in the drawer next to our desk, there are two plane tickets that will fly us and the person of our favorite choice to our vacation of dream tomorrow. Because we know that we're going to be on vacation tomorrow, we have 2 tickets waiting to fly us there. We're totally excited about it, and we don't care about this stack of paperwork. We just get it done so that we can go on vacation. Fast forward 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks forward. We're now in the future. We are at our vacation. Maybe the vacation is Hawaii, somewhere on the beach, okay? Or Fukuoka, okay? We're at the beach. We're lying down, lounging at the beach. The sun is shining. The wind is really cool. The sound of the waves. Maybe we have a favorite drink on our hand, and our favorite person is next to us. Okay, our dream vacation. But instead of enjoying our vacation, we feel terrible. We feel miserable, in fact. Because we know that back in the hotel room, there are 2 plane tickets that will fly us back to that old job with that old demanding boss. So our present experience of life is bad at that point. Instead of enjoying our vacation, we're miserable. Whereas on Friday, 2 Friday before, instead of being miserable, we're pretty excited. Why? Because our imagination of the future determine our present experience of life. It is our future that determines our present. Do you guys get that? Our future, or rather our imagination of the future. Because we cannot live in the future. Future is nothing but our projections and plans and goals. And if we project the future to be something positive and exciting and hopeful, then our present experience of life at that moment is positive and hopeful and good and desirable. But if we project the future to be something dismal, frustrated, resentful, then our experience of life in the present moment, while we're thinking about the future, is negative. And so the future determines our present. Okay, the future determines our present, just as the past determines our present. So if we can change the past to change our present, we can also change our future in order to change our present. Because all that really matters is our experience of life in this present. If we want this present moment to be positive and balanced, okay, and desirable, then change the past, change the future. Or rather, change our imagination of the past and imagination of the future. If we get that the past and the present, the past and the future are nothing more than imagination, and if we have the tools within our hand, which are the wisdom and awareness level 3, wisdom and awareness level 2, and wisdom level and awareness level 1/4. Did you guys get that? Who here got it? That you can change your future and change your past in order to change your present. So quiet in here. Whether I don't know if you guys gone to sleep, it doesn't impact at all. If that makes any sense. Let's get some feedback, guys. What did you learn? What are you impressed with? Any new realization?
Is anyone has something to share with Thầy Frank? So you just open the microphone and share, or you can put on the chat box. So Thầy Frank can read the lesson, or if you have any inquiry related to any realization, so please share with him. Yeah. And thank you so much, Thầy Frank, setting time and share with us about this precious knowledge. Thank you so much.
So, past and future are our imagination. Okay? Past and future are our imagination. Change past, future equal change present. And we all know about the principle of light. Okay? Instead of focusing on the darkness, the problems of the past, or the worries of the future, we simply flood our imagination with positivity. Okay? We flood our imagination with positivity. We literally change the story that we tell ourselves about the past and about the future. And immediately we change our experience of life, and in that moment our life is positive. And if we can continue to feed ourselves with positive mental images, positive source concept, beneficial source concept, and we can elevate our inner state. Okay. Another another idea that we have mentioned before is the idea of the garden. Okay. Anybody here garden? Anybody here have a garden or know somebody who likes to garden, who like to plant fruits and flowers? Anybody here likes to plant fruits and flowers? Can somebody?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I did, and friend.
Somebody tell me, what do you do with gardening? What do you spend most of your time on when you garden?
So we planting the seed. We do the seeding, and after that we watering and caring, and sometimes we have to remove the insect if they attach to the plants.
Yeah.
And also fertilizing.
Right. So with gardening, right, we plant the seed, we fertilize the soil, we water the plant, and then we also have the stuff like, taking out the weed and the insect. But let me ask you this. In terms of the proportion of time that you are spending gardening, if you're spending 90% of your time taking out the weed and killing the bugs, is that gardening? That's not gardening. That's just weeding and killing the bugs. Gardening is the planting part, the nurturing part, the fertilizing and the watering part, right? It is only, you water every day, right? We take care every day. It is only occasional that we go and we pull the weed and we get rid of the bugs. If you spend all of your time doing nothing but weeding and killing the bugs, then you're actually not gardening. The gardening part is the planting of the seed, the watering, the fertilizing, the nurturing. Right? It is the nurturing that will actually give you a garden. Not the weeding part that gives you a garden. Think about that one. You can remove all the weed and you will still have no garden. Right? You can remove all the weed and all the bug and you will still have nothing. Unless you work on planting the seed, fertilizing the soil, and watering the trees. So it is the act of planting and nurturing that will actually give you the garden and give you the fruit. Okay? It is the act of nurturing. Keyword is nurturing. Okay? It is the keyword is nurturing that will actually give you the fruit that you want. And so our mind, our subconscious and our conscious mind is like a garden. If we want to reap the kind of fruit in life that is positive and desirable, do you want to spend time removing the bugs and the weed, or do you want to spend more time nurturing and watering? Right? We have to spend more time planting, fertilizing, nurturing, and watering. That's called cultivation. So we have to spend more time cultivating and nurturing our mind than trying to remove the weed and the bugs. Principle of light. We bring in the light. We don't remove the darkness. Scientists have been able to show that a human mind can think up to 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. Okay, 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. So let me ask you, how many of those 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day are balanced and positive and oriented toward the desirable fruit that you want? How much of that 60,000 thoughts a day do we think that are positive? that is desirable, that is beneficial? Or do we spend time, with the weed and the bugs? So we can get that if we spend a little bit more time nurturing our mind by planting it with positive seed, nurturing with positivity, okay, good beneficial source concept, positive mental images, then our garden is going to bear pretty good fruit. And that's why there's a formula in our philosophy. When you have nothing better to do, be at peace, maintain balance. Okay, that's like tilling the soil, making sure the soil of our garden is always fertile and ready to go. If you have to think, okay, this is where thought coming in. This is where mental images. This is where the hearing and the seeing and the talking comes in. If you have to think about the 7 holistic wealth. Think about wisdom. Think about awareness. Think about positive mentality. Think about character and health and relationship and virtue and material well-being. So if you spend time thinking about those positive things, thinking about honoring and gratitude to other people, think about tolerance. So if we spend our time thinking positively and planting our garden and our seed with all the things that is positive, then our life is going to be pretty desirable in no time. Okay, Ji Huang say change the past and future equals change present. Why do we not change location of changing present to get change past and future? So the answer, why do we not change the present? Why do we not change the present? Okay, we change the present by changing our mental images. Our life is only present to present to present to present. Okay, our life is only present to present. When we say change the past, what we really mean is to change our imagination, our hearing, our seeing, our talking, our knowing about the past. But we're doing all of that in the present. We're actually changing our present every moment. Okay, when we talk about changing our present to get a better future, that's what we're doing. We're changing our hearing, our seeing, our talking, our knowing about our present, about everything else, so that we get a better future. But we can never experience the future. Okay? The future will always come as a present now. We can only experience the now. We can't experience the past. We can't experience the future either. So changing the present is really all that we can do. But by changing the present, by changing our hearing, our seeing, our talking, our knowing, including our hearing, our seeing, our talking, and knowing about the past, as well as our hearing, our seeing, our talking, and our knowing about the future. So we're always changing our present, and we are always living in the present. Okay? Does that answer your question, chị Trần Hoàng Điệp? Mr. Trần Hoàng Điệp. Yeah?
Thanks, Mr. Frank. I understand.
Oh, okay.
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 Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have a question? Do I want to move on to another topic, or do we want to keep it there? Let's we can keep it short. We'll just keep it there. Okay. Let's have you guys do a little bit sharing and see if we can help you change your past and your future. Okay, this is similar to the interaction that we have in the formula for the root cause of life, where you can when you find two people that is important to you, and come up with like 5 words that you can think about that person. Okay, so right now as a practice, think about 2 people or 2 circumstance, okay, 2 event that happened, and write down 5 words that immediately come out of it. And if any of it is negative, see if we can help you change it to a positive circumstance so that we can immediately change our present about that circumstance or about that person. Who wants to try? Okay, this is real life practice. This is not just theoretical discussion on word play on past and present and future for the sake of fun. This is real life practice. Who wants to try to interact with me on this part? Think of 2 people, 2 or 3 people that's important to you, and if they and write down 5 words that you can think about that person. Anybody new here who has not talked yet?
Yes, I hear you, Frank.
Okay. Do you have any example you want to give it a try? 2 people or 2 circumstances?
Two circumstances.
That's not positive just yet. See if we can switch it over.
That's not positive.
Mm-hmm.
Two circumstances that's not positive.
Well, let's think about your past. Okay, think about
Well,
your
yeah, about my past, there's a lot of things that are not positive.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Let's find. Let's do one.
that I've let go of a lot of that. So
Okay.
I created an emptiness for that part of my life.
Okay.
And 2 instances that are, well, I could have done a better job with my kids when I was younger, as they were teenagers. I worked a lot, so that's one of my negatives. And
At this moment, when you're thinking about that, when you think about that past with your children, how are you feeling? Give me 5 words. Your 5 words that comes up in mind when you think about that. Think about a specific event. Okay, instead of just generalizing it, just see if you can think about a specific event.
time, spending time with them, doing more with them, like their sports activities, paying more attention to their school. Uh, yeah, just basically doing more. I'm kind of running out of things.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
So in terms of your inner state, what feelings or what state would you qualify that remembering of your past with your children right now? What do you feel?
Negative.
Is there
Well, it's
any,
negative, obviously,
is there
yes.
any
And I'd say
resentment, any regret, any self-blame?
yes, there was. There
Okay.
was resentment. There was regret. I did, like I say, I wish I spent more time with them, but I've let that go, and things have changed for me with my kids as well. Our relationships are a lot better now too. So yeah, it's not that they've been horrible. It's just I wish I would have had more time with them. Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can get this to actually work a little bit more in concrete. What you kind of done it by yourself. You kind of said something negative, and you kind of erased the negative, and you said that I get the sense that you have reached a state of balance. Okay.
Yes.
But still, when you talk about the past, there's still that sense that I should have this, I should have done that, I should have this or that.
Yeah.
When you think about the past, there is still that negative state. right? And you keep on having to tell yourself, oh, I'm better now, or I've let it go, and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But it's that experience of the past has not changed. Let's see if we can change the experience of that past. Okay, so now instead of saying I should have, I should have
Yeah.
done this or
I
should have
have
done
I
that
have
for myself.
changed.
So let's.
I have changed
Mm-hmm.
my past.
Okay.
Yeah. Um,
Is there a specific moment? Is there a specific moment or instant that you were not there that you should have been there? Do you remember anything specific?
uh, putting them in bed. I was always at work.
Is there what time, what age group, what age, what time,
That was
what
when
year?
they were younger, when they were smaller, and then as they grew up as teenagers, I wasn't there for some sports
Is
activities
there a
and stuff.
specific sport activity that comes to mind, or a specific event that comes to mind?
Soccer.
Okay. Is there a specific year or time?
Yes, when my son was 16.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. When he was 16, um, the soccer game. Okay. Do you still remember that pretty distinctly?
Yes.
Okay. What was he doing? What were you doing?
I was working. He was playing soccer.
You were working and he was playing soccer. And to this
Yeah.
day, when you think about it, you still feel regret that you were not at the soccer game?
Not anymore. No. No. He still played soccer, and I still work. So
Okay.
he got to do what he wanted to do, and he did it without me, and he was fine with that. And I'm fine with not being there for him at that time too. He still enjoyed himself, and I had to work, and I look at it a different way now. I had to support him to play soccer, so I had to work too. So I
And so when you think about that day when he was playing soccer and you were working, previously you had some negative feelings about that instant in time, right?
yes,
It was negative. But
yes,
now when you think about that time that where he was playing soccer and you were working, you have a different feeling now.
yes,
And so what just happened is that you have just changed your past,
yes,
right? The past is, what happened is what happened. He was playing soccer, you were working, but previously your story, the way you were talking about it, did you tell other people about it in a way that was, negative, maybe self-blame, right?
yeah.
But once
I've
you
never really told people about it, but
you told
those kind of
yourself,
things were in my mind. But I've changed that now, so um, I look at it in a more positive way.
okay,
He was fine, and I was fine without. He was fine without me there too. So,
okay,
and I was supporting all my kids
there you
by
go,
working and feeding them,
okay,
putting a roof over their head with me working. So I look at it in a different way, more positive way.
okay. So your experience of your son and your experience of that past event is no longer negative at this moment.
No,
Okay,
no.
good. Any other experiences of the past that is still negative that you would like to change?
I don't. No, I don't have any more
That's good.
negative past.
Okay.
I've yeah. No, I don't have any more negative
Excellent.
thoughts from the past.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. So this is coming from somebody who has already transformed. Okay. Ron is somebody who has already transformed. He's already went through the philosophy, the methodology for a few years, and he's experiencing a different present. A different present.
Hmm.
Okay? A different present reality. Okay. Anybody else here who is still experiencing some negativity about the past or some worries about the future that they want to practice and want to transform at this moment with me? Does anybody want to give a try? Or have we all been transformed? We don't need to do any. We don't need to change anything. Everybody here has a mentor 7 background, so they are all transformed. Yeah, Trần Điệp, right? Yeah, Trần Hoàng Điệp, please go ahead.
I have friends. 2 years ago. I have 3 words to talk about him. The first word is he patriarch. The second word is he easy to change his decisions. And the third word is easy to blame other.
How do you feel about that person
now? Last year, I feel easy to continue to connect the relationship. And now, I feel normal, the same with other people. But I don't know how to make the better relationship with him.
Okay. Good. So there are some words that not as positive as you want, right? You had some words there. You were writing some words there that is not as positive as you want.
Patriarch.
Okay, patriarch. Yeah. Is that a good word? That's a good word, right?
Not good.
No. Okay. Patriarch. I know what you're trying to say. What's the Vietnamese word for that?
Gia trưởng.
Gia trưởng. Okay, very patriarchal. Okay. And then the other one is what?
Easy to change his decisions.
Okay, easy to change his decision. Okay.
Blame for other.
Okay, and blame other people. So 3 very bad, pretty bad words. Pretty negative words. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Let me ask you this, okay? Do all of his friends and family members see him that way? Do they all, every one of them, think that he is patriarchal, easy to change his words and blaming people? Does everybody think that way?
Some people think he is a good people, a good person, and some people think it's not good.
Who are the people?
Like me.
Who are the people that think of him positively? Who are the people who think of him more positively? That doesn't see him as patriarchal, who doesn't see him blaming, who doesn't see him as changing his mind? Who are the people who see him differently?
They are my friends.
So there are other friends of yours that see him differently?
Yes, right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you see him one way, and your friends see him another way. Who's right?
Both of them.
Both are right. Okay. Good. Both are right. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So imagine your friend is this pen. You see him one way. Your friends see him another way, and you're both right. But if you did not exist and your friend did not exist, then what is he?
It's nothing.
He's nothing. He's nothing not because he doesn't exist. He exists. He's nothing because you're not there to observe him one way. You're not, the other friend is not there to observe him one another way. So he doesn't exist. And so we can conclude that in essence, your friend is nobody. In essence, we all, as a person, as a human being, he has the essence of emptiness. Meaning he's empty of meaning. So whatever meaning that we give to him come from where? Come from him? Or did it come from ourselves?
Come from myself.
Come from yourself? Or come from the mind of your other friend? Right now, both of you are observing him, so you see him one way and your friend see him one way.
I think it's still from my mind.
Okay, it's from your own mind. Because clearly
Yes.
his other friends see him differently. And so if we can get that your friend is essentially no one, okay, who he is, what he is empty of meaning. Can you get that? Can you get that he is essentially empty of meaning?
Yeah, I get.
So, can you let it go? Because he is empty of meaning, he has the potential, he has unlimited potential, right? Anything or anyone, because they are empty of meaning, they have unlimited potential. Okay, so when we get the recognition and the awareness that another person has unlimited potential, then we can create. We can create a new possibility, just possibility. And so you can invite yourself, okay? Invite yourself to create. Come up with 3 new words. Out of nothingness, okay? If this is a picture that we already have of him, then we can't draw a new picture, right? But if we can come back to emptiness, he is no one. We essentially go back to emptiness. Now you draw a new picture. So draw 3 new words. First you have to get that he is empty. He is no one. Just like this blank page. Pretty, white, fresh, unblemished blank page. And you can draw any picture you want. Can we?
Right.
Just from emptiness, okay? Who I am is no one. He is no one as well. You can create from emptiness.
Friendly.
So you want to use the word. What new word that you want to create?
Friendly.
Friendly?
Yes.
Friendly. This word?
Friendly.
Okay, what else?
Yes.
Let's create. Make it up. What other word? You must have interacted with him, a million times. Not every time he's patriarchal or resentful and blaming. What are some good things that you can think of? What are some good
Believable.
things? Huh?
Believable.
Believable? Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay, what else? Does he work hard to feed his family? Does he have a job?
Maybe it's reliable.
Reliable?
reliable.
Reliable. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? Think back of all your interaction, okay? What are some good things that you can come up about this person? There's got to be more. Come on. If this is somebody,
Happy.
huh?
Hmm?
He's what?
Easy. I don't know exactly that word, but
Tiếng Việt đi.
easy to talk.
Easy to talk
Easy
to.
to talk.
Easy to talk about. To. Relatable. Okay, English is relatable. Relatable. Okay, easy to relate to. Easy to talk to. What else?
Yeah.
How long have you known this person? Anything else? There's got to be more. And even if you don't know any right now, we go back to the example of the garden. If you spend time looking for the weed and the bugs, you're going to find more weeds and more bugs. And you will have no garden. And that represents your relationship or your reality of your relationship with this friend. But if this relationship with this friend is important to you, then you're going to go to work on fertilizing the garden, planting good seed, and nurturing the good seed. I'm willing to bet that there are more than just 4 good words that you can think of about this person. So as a homework, if you want to, if you want to experience a transformation for yourself, okay, this is your life we're talking about. This is not about him. This is actually your life. Your experience of life with respect to this person. If you want it to be positive, then you go and you plant some more seed. Okay? Plant some more seed. And you find ways to catch him being friendly. Every time you interact with your friend, find ways to acknowledge that he is friendly. Oh yeah, this guy's friendly. Oh yeah, he's believable. Oh yeah, he's reliable. Oh, he's doing that because he's relatable. Right, today I think in the mentor 7, we talked about what was it? Anybody remind me? I did acknowledge, right? We want to acknowledge somebody. The key to open all doors of life is to acknowledge. Okay, you want to acknowledge what? Acknowledge the positive things about another person. Thank you, chị Sương, for joining our Zoom. Okay. Yeah, you want to acknowledge the positive. Acknowledge the positive. That's it. Be grateful, okay, and you need to do to be grateful. So let me ask you, Thầy Điệp, has your friend ever done anything that you're grateful for?
My teachers. I'm grateful for my teachers. Grateful for my friend.
No, this person, the person that we're talking about, this person, this person. This person has...
My friend.
Yeah, your friend. This person, has he ever done anything that you're grateful for?
He told me with other people my strength.
There you go. Okay.
My
Yeah.
my goodness, my appreciate, and something good for me with other people.
Okay. Okay, good. So you know how to do it, right? You know how to do it already. So you keep planting positive seed, keep finding ways that we can think positively about this other person. And in a short amount of time, all the negativity will go away. We will rewrite the past. Because your past with this person involved 3 negative words. But if you replace those words, then when you think about the other person, you won't think about the negativity anymore. You only think about the good thing that they has done. You have essentially changed your past with that person. Change the way we think about the person, the way we talk about the person. And in no time, your relationship with this person will change. That is the law of causality. That is a principle of life. It just works. You do it and you just experience that it works.
You appertell and show your gratitude and appreciation, honor and gratitude by using words of appreciation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let me tell you my own story. Okay, my mother is the one who really care about my son. So she likes to babysit my son, and she likes to teach him, and she tends to be anxious about the future of our son. She worries that he plays game too much, that he doesn't concentrate. Okay, and so her mental image, okay, her imagination about our son can be a little negative. Okay, so her experience, her present, the fruit of her life with respect to our son is negative. Today, I had the honor of having met our son's teacher. Today is a parent-teacher conference where parents get to talk to the teacher about the student, and the teacher, shared with me some of our son's progress, and there's some good and some not so good. But having studied this philosophy, instead of focusing on the not so good, I chose to focus on the good, which is our son's ability to do math. And our son's ability to do math is in part thanks to the grandmother for teaching him math. Okay, so she teaches him math early so that when he comes into to school, into his grade, he basically performs better than most of the other kids. At the beginning of the school year, they did an assessment and he was in the 95 percentile, and now after the first quarter, our son's math is in 100 percentile. So he was excellent in math. And I told the teacher, it is actually grandmother, thanks to grandma, who teach him math, and he enjoys math. And so the teacher said, "Oh, okay, why don't you go home and thank grandma for me?" And that's what he did. I brought him home, and he thank you, grandma. Oh no, he said, "My teacher tell me to thank you." My teacher tell me to thank you. And grandma was like, "Thank me for what?" And he said, thank you for teaching me math." And then of course I reinforced that, yeah, he got 100% in terms of his math scores. And guess what that happened? It made grandma feel really, really good. Okay, we have essentially changed the mental images of the grandma with respect to the son, because her grandson. She may have had a worry about his future, maybe some negative thought about his past. But by giving her positive mental images and giving her the energy of honoring gratitude, we change her present experience of life. Okay, and thanks to this philosophy, I've noticed that my relationship with my children, my son, my wife's relationship with our son, and everybody's, in a family. When we learn to speak the language of light, when we learn to invent mental images, if not invent mental images, that's level 4, at least wisdom level 1. Just focus on the positive, right? Your friend may have had 10 things that you can come up with, 10 words that you can come up with. 3 of those words are negative, but what about the other 7 words? So make it a practice to come up with more positive words, more and more positive words, and just build a list of all the positive words that you can think of. And after a while, you will start to paint a new picture of that person. And so your relationship with that person will change, your present will change. Was that helpful?
Really helpful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Frank.
And so let me conclude today's sharing with the character of trust. Okay, the character of trust. Let's do this pen. Yeah, that's fine. So we were talking about character, mentality, and character. Character is something that people can recognize. Okay, character of trust. Or you can say a trusting character, a person of trusting character. Okay? We have already talked earlier today that our past and our future are nothing but imagination. Okay? With trust, there's the ever heard of this gullible? What's a gullible person? Different from a trusting person.
Somebody that believes in everything. Very gullible, whatever the story is.
Yeah. Whatever the story is, good or bad. Okay? A gullible person has no wisdom, no awareness. They are awareness level basement. Okay? They don't know right from wrong. A trusting person is generally, when we think about a person who is trusting, they also trust in a positive way. Right? If they believe in things that are negative, they are like a pessimistic person. We don't call them a person of trust or a trusting person. Right? A person who believes in negativity, they don't have the character of trust. They have the character of pessimism, something negative. And a gullible person is not a person of trust either. But a person who has the character of trust, or in other words, a trusting person, first has to have the wisdom to know right and wrong. And number 2, they trust or they believe in their imagination with respect to the good and the beneficial and the right thing to do. Okay? That's it. A person who exhibits the character of trust is, number 1, a person of wisdom. They know right and wrong. But instead of focusing on the wrong or the bad, they focus on the positive. They focus on things that are good and beneficial. And they trust in it. They are a person of trust, or a trusting person. Does a trusting person make other people want to be close to them? Do you feel good when you are close to a person of trust or a trusting person? Do you feel good when your children trust you? Right? Yeah. Do you feel good when you trust your children? Yeah. The character of trust is one of the character that makes a person of rich character. Okay? So we go back to the definition A person rich in character, also known as a person of refined character, also known as a person of wholesome character, is someone who fully collects the state of emotion and state of inner awareness that express as joy, hope. Here it is trust. Okay, we have wisdom, honoring, gratitude, love, magnanimity, humility, authenticity. Through their mental images, a trusting person has positive mental images, and they trust in it. They have certain value they embody regarding themselves and regarding their social relationship. And a person of trust is a person who is whom other people like to be close to. Okay, it is about a person of success. Okay, we define a successful person as a person whom others want to be close to. Do we want to be successful parents? Yes. That is because we are a trusting parent. Our children trust us, and we trust our children. In order to do that, we have mental images that is positive. And we're not gullible. It takes level 3 wisdom in order to know when our children is, being trustworthy or not. We'll talk about trustworthiness later when we talk about virtue and integrity. This is just the idea of trust. In order to know if our children is, say, doing good things and bad things without our supervision, we have to have a certain ability to sense. And our ability to sense or ability to discern right or wrong comes from a state of balance that we talked about in level 3, awareness and wisdom. When we can achieve a state of balance, just like the lake, okay, imagine a lake that is very, very still. A lake that is very still, even a tiny leaf drops onto the surface of a lake, it will make a tiny ripple and you can sense the ripple. But if your inner being, if your mind and your emotion is full of wave, then you cannot sense anything. If you cannot sense anything, how can you know if something is right or wrong? How can we know if something is true or false? How can we trust? So in order to be able to trust people, we have to have balance. Okay? By having balance, we can sense when something is right or wrong, and we always focus on the good, and we can become a person of trust, or a trusting person. That is the character of trust. Okay, that is part of character. Okay, so we can trust our friend to be a person of, relatable, right? We can trust our friend to be friendly. We can trust our friend to be believable, reliable. We can trust our friend to tell us and say good thing about us to other people. And if we can trust our friend, and that will also make our friend be trustworthy, believable, trustworthy, trusting person. They can trust us back. And our relationship, our experience of life with regard to that person is going to be better. Okay? I'm very grateful for you guys taking the time to listen to me and then to interact. Okay, I learn as much from you as I do the sharing. Thank you so much, Andeep, for your interaction today. Okay, I'm honored by your presence.
Thank you, Frank. I appreciate your sharing.
And from Mr. Frank, today I have many lessons for myself. Thank you, last.
Great. And with that, I invite you guys to on the one hand, come back next week at the same time. Okay, that's my chance to do the sharing. And then I have, along with Ron here, along with some of the participant in the Mentor 7 and anybody else who has studied the philosophy, we also have a Saturday practice sharing session. Saturday 9 p.m. in Vietnam. Okay, 9 in evening Vietnam time. This is your chance to do the sharing. Okay, your chance to do the sharing. Those of you who are in the mentor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we are inviting you all to join the Zoom. It'll be a different link than this link. And if you want, you can contact Ron. he has all the information. He's the head of the English speaking household. Okay, so I invite you guys to join the Saturday evening Vietnam time Zoom, where you will be doing the sharing. Okay, and I'll be around to help here and there, but it is your chance to create value for other people. That group is called Humans Are Engines of Value Creation. Let me see. I'll just post that one. I'll just post that link for you guys. This is, yeah, let me just post this link real quick so you can join this group. I'm gonna post this up. Okay, so that is a Saturday practice sharing group. Okay, intended for all of you guys.
I will be sharing Saturday.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, along with maybe 1 or 2 other people. Okay, so
I think Sen is going to share as well.
Sen, and I think there's one more lady who confirmed. So we'll just work with the time. We'll try to limit each person to maybe 45 minutes to an hour, something like that. And then I'll give some feedback, and we learn from each other. Okay, this is the process of transformation. And the link to this group that I'm sharing today. Let me just give you the group to today. I just post this one, this group in here. Okay, so yeah, that's for today's group. As for the previous chat message is the Saturday group. Okay, anybody here interested in the Saturday? And Dave, what do you think? 9 p.m. Vietnam, is that too late for you on Saturday?
9 p.m. I'm cold, sorry. Okay. I have another room.
That's fine. Okay, no problem.
E-wit.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. Just do the e-wit. Okay, yeah.
But I am a facilitator in this Zoom, and that Zoom.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty. See you guys
Maybe
later.
I will need to have another person who will help me.
Okay. Okay. Whenever you're ready to share, you can. Whenever you're ready to share, just let us know. Okay. Join the group and send a message letting us know you want to do the sharing. Alrighty. I'll see you guys later.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
See you tomorrow.
Very useful information and very easy to understand. Thank you so much, Frank.
Okay.
Thank you very much, everyone, and everyone. Thank you so much. Yes. And see you again tomorrow. Yes. Thank you so much.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah. See you tomorrow. I love you.